Hey there, welcome to another episode of Galaxy Gardens. My name is Chrissy and I have my big bowl with me today because we need to go pick pretty much everything that's above ground out in our garden. We just had our first 2 nights of the hard, killing freeze this fall, and it's really done a number on everything. So we have some rain on the way. We want to get everything out of the ground. Let's go check it out. Initial looks back here. We dropped the ball on covering the oca. And I knew I had to. I still didn't do it, forgot. So we're gonna cover those up today. But you can see everything's pretty much done. Even the corn. Those were green 2 days ago. They got hit pretty bad. So far over here, rosemary and celery are doing okay. Mushroom plant, not so hot. I did not know shiso was so cold sensitive and they just died. So that's not cool. Let's go ahead. Let's get our tomatoes out of here. Our tomatoes out from down there. Let's see what else we can grab right now. The corn I'm gonna leave. I feel like a good calendar, at least for 1 month, would be everything that's dead in October, like that. Well, it'll look pretty metal on a calendar, but not ideal for harvesting. But we have a little bit here. I might process them green. I might try to let them ripen inside. We'll see. The plants are definitely dead, so to me it's not worth, grabbing the vines. But that's okay. We'll just bring everything in. Here's all our tomatoes. That's about all we got. You can see behind me. Oh, there you go. You can see behind me our green beans. They're not doing too hot either. I appreciate the green beans for all the work that they did this year, despite how dry it was. And there's beauty in transition, but it doesn't look good. I think it's true with every northern gardener. We might see frost on the forecast, but we don't want to believe it. You want to see something cool? You see all this? That's all lettuce from these that I let flower. So I don't think that's gonna last very long, but there are a bunch of green beans in here. So let me go ahead, I'll pick those and we'll add them to our little tomato bowl over here. Look at that beautiful lemon balm in this sea of dead green beans. This is what we got so far. A lot of them are cold damage, so you can see these darker green ones have cold damage. But the important thing is I just gotta get these all inside and process them tomorrow. I was hoping everything would at least last till this weekend, and they didn't really do that, so my timing's a little bit poor. But let's go grab the peppers. I think that's about it right now. Look at this poor fig. I just got destroyed. This one, 2 frosts, it's holding on. This one, not so much. And the figs on my porch look worse, so that's okay. And the peppers are just absolutely destroyed. I'm in the pepper patch now, and you can see I actually have a good amount of peppers on here. But the plants themselves are not looking good, so let's go ahead and get everything out here. So the actual peppers don't get crazy damaged. Now let's see what we ended up with. Oh boy.
I actually might cry. I have Scout here. Okay, we got through all the tomatoes and all the peppers, right? Here's what we got. I don't know how well in focus that is. I'll do a close-up in a little bit, but that's it. You can see everything in here. We have some beans that are good, some beans that are cold damaged, some peppers that are good, some peppers are cold damaged. For example, this little guy, cold damage. This one was actually doing okay. The leaves did their job and protected some of the more mature ones. But that is it, everybody. That is it. I don't know. You know, earlier this week was a full moon. It was the harvest moon, I believe, on Monday. Look at the calendar. Yeah, Monday the 6th. So today is Saturday the 11th of October in 2025. For those of you who have been following this channel, you know this is the smallest harvest we've ever gotten. Usually we'll have this completely full or more. I mean, there's that one year we had that whole basket of peppers came in just at the end of the season. Not even what we were harvesting before. But yeah, I think that was 2 years ago maybe. But we had the harvest moon earlier this week, so if we were actually following the lunar calendar for this last weekend, would have been a good weekend to harvest. We didn't get any frost warnings in September. Usually around early October is when we get our first frost warning, which we did this week on the, let's see, 8th and 9th, okay? And it did actually get cold. And both nights, you know, Greg and I were talking, we're like, we can't forget to cover things, and we did. So even with as much experience as we have, sometimes we drop the ball. So unfortunately, this is it. And it's been so dry, and I don't know what the heck is in the rain. I know there's a cat over here moving my stand. Get out of here. What are you doing? Yeah, this has been, you know, we were the most ambitiously like optimistic for this growing year. It really felt like it was going to be a good year, but this has been one of the toughest growing years we've ever had. The last really tough growing year we had was when it rained pretty much the entire summer. This was a few years ago. So this is the other side of, you know, intense summer weather. So everything above ground, not great. You remember our potatoes? We barely got any potatoes this year. Funny enough, our sunchokes look like they're doing really good. So I'm excited for those. Those should be ready to have their tops cut back soon, because we do have the tops dying back because of the frost. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, the shiso, dead. I did harvest it a little bit for dinners. Fortunately, our hardy greens, the kales and Swiss chards, are doing okay. But yeah, oh boy. So this is it. I wanted to get this today because we're actually doing a little traveling tonight, and it's going to rain all day tomorrow. So I figured it's a lot less gross to harvest all this when it's not raining, even if it's frost damaged. So I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna leave this inside. We're gonna go back out, check out what radishes are ready to come in, and grab some herbs, and that's about it for right now. We'll do our big garden cleanup another day, and we'll get the corn another day. But at least we can get some herbs to dry. I've been using our dehydrator like every day for the last week and a half for random things. So I can add some herbs in there and get them going for tea. I do have something really cute that I harvested last week though, and it's our black futsu squash. They came out really good. And then, because nothing else came in, I bought a little tiny butternut and some delicata squashes from our farm in town. But if there's one thing I want anybody to take away from this video is just, you need to respect the lunar calendar. It's no joke. And we also kind of knew we were gonna get an early fall this year, because like last year, we were getting figs till Halloween before the tops died back. So yeah, respect your lunar calendar, okay? For some lighter news, look at all these herbs we got. We have lemon balm, bee balm, Cuban oregano. Let's get that in focus. There we go. Pineapple mint, rosemary, French tarragon, mushroom plant, and tricolored sage. And we have all our cute little radishes here. Some of our stuff is ready to go. Oh, thankfully this one's not eaten by termites. Oh, that's a good one. Good looking radishes. The last round that we planted, I'll show you later, should be ready around Halloween. These ones, we started getting ones ripening about 7 weeks into the grow from seed to harvest. So at this point we're about like 8 or 9 weeks. So that's fine. Our other one's going to October, it's okay. I got turnip. Oh, this one's split. This one I left a little bit too long. This one, let's see. Yeah, I think this is a China rose radish. So, some of our root crops and some of our herbs doing quite well. And that's the positive of today. We actually got a really good radish harvest today. Nice little collection. I don't like them huge because I'm the only one who eats radishes in my house, so it's about as much as I could do. And radish leaves, if you like them, eat them. I personally am gonna give them to the chickens, but put these in the fridge and eat these later in the week. Okay, we got herbs here. Now, you might be wondering what this is. This is our salad burnet patch, which I love because it has such a good cucumber flavor. I really like to infuse it into vinegar. It makes the best salad dressing. So I have a patch here. We're going to try and perennialize, but I'm gonna pick some today so we can make another batch of vinegar for this following year. All right, I left my tripod inside. So we got a couple grasshoppers in here. You can see pretty much once I get these leaves out, we have these little rows. So we have little rows going like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretty much mow it all down, and it should have enough time to grow back and hopefully make it through the winter if winter is not that crazy. But I did a pretty good job keeping these weeded all summer. So essentially I'm just gonna be doing this like that, giving it a cut here, and then we can put it in a jar with some water, at least for tonight, and I'll process them tomorrow. Just pick it up, give it a little haircut. Look at that. You can see our patch is all cleaned up here, all 6 rows. And whew, it's relatively cold tolerant. I made it through this last couple frosts. So we'll give it some time to grow back. Honestly, it did so well this year, I'll just grow some more if it doesn't overwinter. But it never hurts to try and perennialize your herbs. It just saves so much time. But this is a good amount. This will actually make probably a couple batches of infused vinegar, which is awesome. So basically what I'm gonna do with these when I process them tomorrow is we're going to give it a good rinse, and it has to be very, very dry.
The actual herb needs to be fresh, but it needs to be dry, no water, because we're gonna put in some vinegar and it's gonna infuse in there for about a month before we filter it out. So I don't want any water contaminating it. But this is just gonna go in our fridge for right now. Before we head inside, I just wanna show you, we have the corn. Of course, we have our root crops. We have our new root crops over there, which I'll pan over in a little bit. That's pretty much it for what's above ground that needs to be harvested. Of course, we have some of our greens over there on the right. And then over here, you can see all this, all of that green, that is all chicory. Even went out into the yard a little bit. So sometime this week, I'm going to come through here and dig up a bunch of roots to dehydrate and process so I can make my chicory coffee, New Orleans style. And you can eat this like, you know, lettuce right now. I've only ever grown it for the roots. I actually haven't tried what it tastes like. I hear it's like a little spicy. And I've talked to people who've only eaten it for the greens and didn't know you could eat the roots. So, you know, the more you know. And it already went to seed, so it's just gonna reseed itself. This is all reseeded from last year. It looks awesome. All right, let's go grab all our stuff. Let me show you the new roots and then we'll go in. As an aside, just going back to the corn. This corn's gonna be so small this year. Everything was so stunted, it was horrible. Like, see all that? Terrible. But what's good is these are more radishes. I tried to plant some turnips over there, they didn't come up. I did plant carrots, which are kind of hard to see. You see a little bit? Carrots are coming up. And then again, I just threw the rest of my lettuce seeds in here and they did nothing, so, oh well. I gotta go bring all this in. All right, I'm back inside, have my herbs here. I just wrapped the salad burnet. I decided I'm not even gonna waste putting it in water. Just wrapped it in some paper towel, put it in a bag, put it in the fridge for right now. My other herbs, I'm going to just clean up a little bit and get them prepared for the dehydrator for when the fruit that I have in there right now finishes. And we're gonna call it a day. That is our big old harvest of the day. Big little final harvest almost of the year. So yeah, I'll get this all tidied up before we leave for tonight. Get these in the fridge too. Honorary harvesting mention to the sweet potato slips I bought from a big box store. They took out because we were getting frost this week. Very small. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think this is worth processing or not. Thanks so much for joining me today on our almost final harvest of the year. We already got all of our herb trays lined up. So the second that citrus is done in my dehydrator, I can just put them right in, run them overnight at a low temperature. I'll tell you, I was not expecting to get as much use out of our dehydrator as I was, but it's come really, really in handy this year, especially the other week. If you have been following us on Instagram or Facebook, you saw all of the garlic that we went through. That definitely came in clutch, because if we tried to do that in the oven or just air drying, I could see it maybe not going as well as it did. But I hope the end of your year has been a little more attentive and you're sticking with your schedules so you can get all of your harvests in good shape without having the frost sneak up on you. That's okay. I'll show you later on all the other squashes that we harvested, our little teeny tiny black futsu and honey nut squashes. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful beginning of your fall. And I hope things are getting a little bit more cozy as we're approaching the end of the year. But I'll see you next time. Bye.